Overconsumption isn't cute. Get some help. Hey, I'm Gandalf, and today I'm going to talk about a subject that's been covered a lot within the last few weeks. Overconsumption. Point is, people are buying so much shit, it's genuinely getting a little disturbing. People are just gobbling up all the corporate slop they're being fed. So, let's get right into it. Starting off with the history of overconsumption in the US. This problem didn't just start out of nowhere because, economy go brr. The problem really took off with the invention of the credit card in the 1950s. This was a brand new way for people to think about how money worked for the household because it was revolving credit. This buy now, pay later mentality immediately took off because it was a convenient way to just buy what you want when you want and pay off the credit card at the end of the month. Credit cards were marketed as a way to pay off travel expenses. So people who worked in sales or other professions that required workers to go around a lot were marketed credit cards as a pretty safe option. For diners, hotels, gas, credit cards were a convenient way for people to, just pay for shit. It's also important to understand who was the primary target of these credit cards. Veterans of World War II. While it wasn't like these guys got off the boats and Uncle Sam went, "Job well done, son, here's your credit card." But most of these veterans didn't have transferable skills. Hell, veterans still have that problem to this day, moving out of the military into civilian life. Want to know why people end up re-enlisting for 12 years? Because big cannon go boom isn't a relevant skill when applying to your local Best Buy. So yeah, these boys were lured into credit cards with the idea of buying stuff for travel while they worked outside of the house for sales. Here's another problem. The credit card companies were not satisfied because, shocking, people in the military that are used to making sure that every bullet is counted, categorized, and accounted for are able to merge and manage a credit card bill, which is funny compared to modern day grunts with how they handle their money. So they changed the game via, the banks. AmeriCard and MasterCharge changed everything by kind of, without a better word, broadening the parameters of what credit cards could be used for. Instead of just travel expenses, it was now food and other items. This is where credit cards got super fucking popularized out of nowhere.
Do you know me? Would you believe I'm Bugs Bunny? I'm also the voice of many other cartoon characters. But in here, they don't care if I'm Elmer Fudd. So I carry an American Express card, the one card I need for travel and entertaining, for business and pleasure. Well, without this, the only way I'd get any attention is by saying, that's all, folks.
And when suburban shopping centers basically became the baby version of the mega malls we're used to these days, they really started getting big quick. Also, this is when general stores became popular for families to shop at, and eventually grocery stores got equally as big and popular. This is during the Cold War and the Red Scare, where everybody thought we were going to get nuked by the Soviets.
Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. That's the first thing to do. Duck and cover.
Gosh, that fear-mongering works wonders for companies like this. And at this point in time, hoarding culture really started to become a big part. People were buying stockpiles of Spam, oats, and other stuff just in case the world decided to switch from The Sims to fucking Fallout New Vegas. And the companies knew about this. They freaking encouraged the fear-mongering against the Soviets the entire time during the Cold War. Here's the thing. This was still at the time where the man was the account holder for these credit cards. This changed around the 1960s, or what I like to call the shop for your wife and daughter era. Commercials began to promote the idea that the credit card of a man was something for the wife or daughter to use. Buy clothes, food, school supplies. And this was still a more down-to-earth idea of credit, more or less used for necessities. Now, overconsumption was still present, but it was more of a rarity to max out your dad's credit card at that point in time, because that wasn't the culture. But everything changed in 1974 because of the Equal Opportunity Act. For those of you who don't know, this is the civil rights era coming to its, massive conclusion. And this act did a lot for both my Puerto Rican people, African Americans, and women in the US. But we're going to focus on three things for the purpose of this video. This act made it illegal to deny credit cards based on sex or marital status, made it illegal to require a husband's signature for a credit card, and made banks remove the ability to have women as secondary accounts. So basically, if you're a woman at this time, before you weren't able to have a primary account, women were seen as secondary accounts. So Now you had women that were allowed to be financially independent from their husbands or without even being married, broadening the parameters for credit cards in America. But even this wasn't when overconsumption really took off. No, the real birth of overconsumption in America started in the 80s.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper.
The 80s is where you see this shop until you drop culture in movies, TV shows, games, music, concerts, commercials. Daytime television was also becoming even bigger. You know those obnoxious shows that just prey on elderly people to scam them?
The Topanzanite ring. We got a caller already on this one. Hello, sir, you must be a fan of Panzo Topanzanite.
Yeah, hi. You should kill yourself?
Yeah, the 80s basically birthed them. Also, mall culture became really big around the 80s because malls used to be something called a third space. Basically, a third space is somewhere where people can hang out for little to no money and just chill the whole day. Think about roller rings, arcades, older malls. So malls used to be places where kids could just hang out, buy shitty pizza, and chill for most of the day with like 20 bucks. But the credit card culture of the 80s really changed this idea as a whole because overconsumption was seen as freedom. Mind you, there was, a bill that was going to be passed around the 70s and 80s that put a low limit on how much interest rates were going to be charged for credit cards. And the legal mandate for credit cards allowed them to charge up to 30% interest. 30! For reference, if your max limit is $2,000 per month for a credit card and you max it out, your minimum monthly payment would be $600 fucking dollars. My interest rate is about, 12 to 14% when I first got my credit card. Like, that's outrageous. So these companies were able to do essentially whatever the hell they wanted, and the culture began to grow even further. The 90s also further pushed the idea with the invention of the more modern clubbing culture. Clubs before the 90s were really different. The 80s had more of a dive bar, and the clubs were more pop music. The 70s had disco joints, and the 60s was just the hippie era where people fucked in the mud. But the 90s made it kind of cool to spend all your money at the club. Flexing culture also, started coming into the media via the rap scene, and people had this already added conditioning to just shop, shop, shop. Who cares if you can pay it off later? And the 2000s continued this culture over, but with the added issue of technology being a part of the consumption culture. iPods, iPads, I fucking hate the conglomerate that is Apple. This was at a time where the idea of credit cards being a substitute for real money was prevalent as hell and already solidified through decades of gaslighting people into thinking that it's just fine to spend as much as you want. This is also a time where department store credit became more commonplace. The 90s and 2000s era saw women being targeted at places like Forever 21, Hollister, and Sephora, preying on the insecurities of younger women and hooking them into getting these credit cards by going, "Oh, don't worry, it's only 0 interest," which is mostly true. But the fact remains that they can still come after your ass with debt collectors. The credit card industry was booming. Also, they were still relatively underregulated at this time. And yeah, that pretty much brings us to now, because e-commerce and fast fashion changed how people thought about shopping. The modern day overconsumption hellscape, as we know it today. But how bad is it really? Ah, fuck my life.
La boo boo, la boo boo. La boo boo, la boo boo. La boo boo, la boo boo. Here it comes!
Bro, this shit is just gambling on stuff that does not matter. You gotta spend $80 on these stupid things just to get, a chance to get a really rare one. It's ridiculous. I'm seeing grown-ass people giggling and laughing like, "Oh my gosh, I just spent $800 on Labubu's and probably put my family into crippling debt. Oh my god, consumer core, shut up!" This shit isn't funny. This isn't cool. This isn't quirky. This is an addiction, and a sponsored addiction at that. These companies are literally banking off the idea that people have such poor and horrid impulse control. They're just gonna buy, and watch, consume for the sake of consumption.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
It's alarming how much people are talking about literally putting themselves into financial ruin over some fucking dolls. It's not funny when there are literal Reddit threads full of people talking about struggling with this addiction and, needing to consume and buy just everything that they see. Next up is Starbucks. These bastards had people fist fighting over these little shits.
You look at it!
It's like they took that stupid little honey bottle and put it in a glass mold and threw a shitty green beanie on top of it and charged you $20 for it. Hey, at least they know how the schmucks that drink their coffee dress. Point is, they had people literally fist fighting over this damn thing. And I don't want to insult people too hard, but the fact that people are able to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to try and buy one of these damned glass abominations is kind of sad. Like, there are a ton of videos of people seemingly fuming for these stupid things. I have no idea how they don't see their own bullshit. That strain of copium must have been made in Schedule 1 or something. And the common bullshit that these people will say is, it's not that big of a deal, you just hate women liking things. No, that's not it. Because yeah, gamers used to sit in line overnight just to get a new Halo game, and to some degree, I get it. Because it's a whole experience, a story even. Y'all are in line for a bear cup. You could have just pre-ordered it online, by the way, for pickup. The amount of videos I see online justifying this behavior is insane. It's not even that these, stupid Labubu's exist or the ridiculous bear cups. It's every aspect of our lives having a price tag. Everything about these people's lives has been monetized, and that's a problem. Next up is Target. Target had people waiting in the cold 4 in the morning, by the way, for this. This is what people risked frostbite for. Now, the insane part is, Target didn't accidentally cause this, they manufactured this frenzy on purpose. They hyped up this swag bag like it was going to contain exclusive items, premium products, rare drops, limited edition goodies. For the same FOMO playbook that every corporation uses. Be there early or you'll miss out. Limited quantities. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's all bullshit marketing. And what did they actually get? Random makeup samples, card games you could probably already have at home, like, I don't know, Uno.
You have Uno!
Candy you could buy at checkout especially. That shit was really funny. I'm sorry. And half the stuff wasn't even usable for the people who got it. Like, I'm sorry, but if you give someone a makeup product that doesn't even match their skin tone, that's not a gift, that's an insult with better packaging. This means something. People are so deluded that they have this odd parasocial relationship with absolute mega corporations that don't care about them. I'll say it again, they don't care about you. You are a product, a number, a wallet. And while every single company does not act like this, it's becoming increasingly more common. Let's use Taylor Swift as an example. Look, Swifties, don't come for my throat. I liked older Taylor Swift songs as a kid. Now, I mentioned a couple of times on stream, but I love vinyl. I like collecting vinyl, and yeah, there are some major douchebags in the vinyl community that are convinced you need extremely niche albums or a select catalog to be considered a real vinyl collector. Like, fuck you, I'll buy the Guardians of the Galaxy Deluxe Edition vinyl because I like it. Here's my collection, by the way, for the record. Point is, this most recent Taylor Swift album had not 1, not 10, but 30 total editions, including vinyls, cassettes, and CDs. The only difference being either the records had a stupid ass color difference or voice memos. Now look, I've mentioned that I'm an economics major, so I fully understand the basics of supply and demand for this situation. If you make a product and people like it, they buy it. But I want to be intellectually honest here. Multiple versions of one album is not inherently bad. Deluxe editions or super deluxe editions, they exist for a reason, and I get it. My favorite band, Ice Nine Kills, has a few versions of their Welcome to Horrorwood album, the most expensive deluxe being $300. And yeah, that's expensive, probably not worth it. So I'm not gonna buy it. And again, nothing compares to 30 versions of the same album. Reminds me of when Barbie was doing limited edition shit. Guys, if you think the Pokemon scalpers are bad now, grown-ass mothers were fighting over fucking dollhouses. It's this weird domino effect, because we're living in an era where almost every single interaction someone has to be online and posted. So it's almost impossible to avoid social media in the modern marketing space. Buying everything you see online and spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars at a time, or going into debt because of fucking Labubus, it's not funny, it's an addiction. Much like gambling, porn, or drugs is an addiction. Going a little bit off script here, you don't need it. I know it's hard to hear sometimes because you hear the words like limited edition or exclusive, but I want you to remember, these are buzzwords that are made in focus groups so that you buy things more often. It's not made because these companies actually care about you or your wallet or your family. You don't need it, And just because it says limited edition doesn't automatically mean it will be. A lot of these things will still come back. Hell, McDonald's only does the whole McRib thing because they're kind of obligated to at this point. And Starbucks only does pumpkin spice in the fall season so that they can create artificial scarcity. Pumpkin does not have a natural spice. You can buy that shit year round if you wanted to. Overconsumption is a way of coping, and I get it. Because in a really shitty time to be alive, people want to feel like they have agency over their lives. As in, oh, this is my thing, and I own this thing, and I'm happy to own this thing. And I get that. But in the same vein, don't fall into these predatory marketing practices meant to squeeze out every last dollar of your human existence. Don't do that to yourself, because you deserve better. But as always, we're ending on the positives. There are good companies out there, mostly small businesses though. You don't need to buy records from a website with inflated prices. You can literally go to your local vinyl shop and buy it there. There's this vinyl shop that my wife and I like to drive to. We drive like 20 minutes in order to see this sweet old man who owns it. And he has everything. Motherfucker literally had MF Doom on a cassette. Go support your local businesses. It helps your community, and it helps keep some individuality in the world. Instead of a meaningless mega corporation slop that's just kind of being everywhere now in every aspect of our lives. It's okay to buy what you want, but please be a little bit more responsible and have more impulse control over your life. Don't let these cold, unfeeling, and borderline inhuman corporations run your life and put a price tag on it. They'll put a price tag on every breath you take if you let them. Another thing that I want to talk about is fast fashion, because fast fashion is another example of this. People will buy so many clothes from Shein or Temu or whatever, TikTok shop especially, and then wear it twice and throw it away. It's contributing to a lot of big problems in our world, both environmentally and culturally. It's a problem. Don't fall into this problem. Do better, because you deserve to do better. Thanks for watching this video. If you like these type of videos, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you got more thoughts on this subject, let me know down in the comments. As always, I'm Gandalf the Magical Wizard Cat, and a good day to you.